Welcome to Stoic Practice. Today, we're sharing the 100 best motivational quotes rooted in Stoic wisdom. These quotes are designed to inspire strength, resilience, and peace. Whether you're going through a difficult time or just need a motivational boost, these quotes offer timeless guidance. Quotes. 1. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius. Insight, our minds are our domain. Stoicism teaches us that inner strength comes from mastering our own thoughts, not trying to control what's beyond us. Reflection, when was the last time you shifted focus from the uncontrollable to what's within? 2. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. Seneca. Insight, often, our minds create fears that are far worse than reality. The Stoics encourage us to confront our fears with logic, revealing that many are baseless. Reflection, think of a recent worry. Did it turn out as bad as you feared? 3. First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Epictetus. Insight, clarity of purpose precedes action. Visualize your ideal self and align your actions accordingly. Reflection, what steps can you take today to align with your true purpose? For, if it is not right, do not do it, if it is not true, do not say it. Marcus Aurelius. Insight, integrity is a core Stoic value. Our words and actions should reflect our highest standards of truth and goodness. Reflection, next time you face a choice, ask yourself, is this true to my values? 5. He suffers more than necessary, who suffers before it is necessary. Seneca. Insight, Stoicism teaches us to deal with adversity when it arrives, not before. Anticipate challenges, but don't let hypothetical fears weigh you down. Reflection, are you carrying worries about the future that might not even come to pass? 6. The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Marcus Aurelius. Insight, thoughts shape our experience. Focusing on gratitude, purpose, and self-control elevates our mental state. Reflection, consider your thoughts today, are they leading you toward peace or tension? 7. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Epictetus. Insight, true wealth is contentment with what we have, rather than constantly seeking more. Reflection, what can you be grateful for today instead of chasing the next thing? 8. No man is free who is not master of himself. Epictetus. Insight, self-control is freedom. By mastering our impulses, we gain independence from external control. Reflection, think of an area in your life where self-mastery could bring you more freedom. 9. Do not let the behavior of others destroy your inner peace. Dalai Lama, in the spirit of Stoicism. Insight, Stoicism teaches that others' actions are outside our control. Our reactions, however, are entirely up to us. Reflection, how often do you allow others to disrupt your peace? 10. Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. Seneca. Insight, challenges build resilience. Just as muscles grow through resistance, our minds strengthen when tested. Reflection, reflect on a past hardship. How did it help you grow? Quote 11, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Epictetus. Explanation, Stoicism teaches that our reactions define us, not the events themselves. Life will always throw challenges our way, some out of our control. But how we interpret and respond to these events is a choice we can own. Reflection prompt, next time you face a challenge, pause and ask, what reaction serves my well-being the best? Quote 12, waste no more time arguing about what a good person should be. B1. Marcus Aurelius. Explanation, Marcus Aurelius urges us to stop talking and start doing. Instead of debating what's right, we should live it. Let our actions speak louder than any argument. Reflection, think of one way you can demonstrate integrity today without needing to say a word. Quote 13, to live a good life, we have the potential for it. If we learn to be indifferent to what makes no difference. Marcus Aurelius. Explanation, this quote emphasizes that we have all we need to live well. By focusing on what truly matters and letting go of distractions, we can unlock that potential. Indifference to trivial things frees us to pursue what's meaningful. Reflection: what worries can you set aside today to focus on what brings real value? Quote 14, luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Seneca. Explanation: Seneca teaches that what seems like luck is often the result of consistent preparation. When we prepare, we create our own luck because we're ready to seize opportunities as they arise. Reflection: what skill or habit can you work on today so you're ready when opportunity knocks? Quote 15, people are not disturbed by things, but by the views they take of them. Epictetus. Explanation: this quote is a reminder that our perceptions shape our experiences. It's not events themselves that disturb us, but our interpretations. By changing our perspective, we can find peace even in difficult times. Reflection: next time something bothers you, consider, is it the situation, or is it how I'm viewing it? Quote 16, the best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. Marcus Aurelius. Explanation: Marcus teaches that we shouldn't let someone else's actions define our own. Instead of seeking revenge, we should focus on rising above negative behavior and setting a better example. Reflection: when someone wrongs you, ask yourself, how can I respond in a way that aligns with my values? Quote 17, he who fears death will never do anything worthy of a man who is alive. Seneca. Explanation: fear of death can hold us back from living fully. Seneca encourages us to accept mortality, so we can act with courage and purpose instead of letting fear prevent us from experiencing life's richness. Reflection: what would you pursue if you were free of fear? Embrace life as if every day were a precious gift. Quote 18, only the educated are free. Epictetus. Explanation: knowledge grants us freedom because it gives us power over our lives. Through learning, we gain the insight and tools to make choices that truly serve us, breaking free from ignorance and impulse. Reflection: what area of knowledge could bring more freedom to your life? Embrace learning as a lifelong journey. Quote 19, look well into thyself, there is a source of strength which will always spring up if thou wilt always look there. Marcus Aurelius. Explanation: this quote is a call for introspection. Marcus reminds us that true strength comes from within. By looking inside ourselves, we can access a wellspring of resilience and power that no external force can diminish. Reflection: take a moment each day to connect with your inner strength. What empowers you from within? Quote 20, time heals what reason cannot. Seneca. Explanation: time has a unique ability to soften pain and provide perspective. Seneca advises patience, knowing that while logic and reasoning can help, only time can truly heal some wounds. Reflection: when facing pain or hardship, remind yourself to give it time. Reflect on how previous struggles have healed or become less intense over time. Quote 21, accept whatever comes and the only thing that matters is that you meet it with courage and with the best you have to give. Epictetus. Explanation: life presents us with challenges that we cannot control. Epictetus encourages us to meet these moments head-on, with courage and effort, regardless of the outcome. It's about giving our best response, not necessarily winning. Reflection: in the face of adversity, remind yourself, I can't control the situation, but I can control my response. Quote 22, don't explain your philosophy. Embody it. Epictetus. Explanation: actions speak louder than words. Epictetus reminds us that talking about our values is meaningless unless we live by them. This principle is a call to authenticity, where true philosophy is expressed in action, not just ideas. Reflection: today, ask yourself, how can I live in alignment with my values instead of just talking about them? Quote 23, the obstacle in the path becomes the path. Never forget, within every obstacle is an opportunity to improve our condition. Marcus Aurelius. Explanation: in Stoicism, challenges aren't viewed as setbacks but as ways to build resilience. Marcus Aurelius teaches us that obstacles are a part of life, but by facing them, we grow stronger and wiser. Reflection: when faced with a difficulty, ask, what can I learn from this, and how can I turn it into an opportunity for growth? Quote 24, nothing, to my way of thinking, is a better proof of a well-ordered mind than a man's ability to stop just where he is and pass some time in his own company. Seneca. Explanation: Seneca suggests that a truly content person is comfortable in solitude. Being at peace with oneself shows mental strength and a well-ordered mind, as it allows us to reflect without distraction. Reflection: take a few moments today to sit quietly. Notice how you feel in your own company. Can you find peace within? Quote 25, "The whole future lies in uncertainty, live immediately." Seneca. Explanation: the Stoics understood that we can't predict the future, and waiting for the right time often leads to inaction. Seneca advises us to seize the present moment and live fully, as tomorrow is never guaranteed. Reflection: ask yourself, what can I do today that I've been putting off for an uncertain future? Quote 26, "A man's worth is no greater than his ambitions." Marcus Aurelius. Explanation: Marcus Aurelius teaches us that the quality of our ambitions shapes our character. High ambitions rooted in integrity, compassion, and wisdom elevate us, while shallow goals can diminish our worth. Reflection: reflect on your ambitions. Are they meaningful, and do they reflect your highest values? Quote 27, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control." Epictetus. Explanation: Epictetus highlights that true freedom is mental, achieved by letting go of what we can't control. When we stop worrying about external events, we gain inner peace and liberation from stress. Reflection: what things in your life are beyond your control? Practice letting go of them, one by one, to achieve greater freedom. Quote 28, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." Epictetus. Explanation: growth often requires us to step out of our comfort zone and risk looking foolish. Epictetus encourages us to prioritize self-improvement over the approval of others, recognizing that progress may look odd to those on the outside. Reflection: think of a time you held back for fear of judgment. What would you attempt if you were free from others' opinions? Quote 29, "Begin at once to live, and count each separate day as a separate life." Seneca. Explanation: this quote teaches us to treat each day as a new beginning. Seneca reminds us that life is fragile, and by living each day fully, we can avoid the regret of unspent time. Reflection: as you go about your day, ask yourself, am I living today as if it were my only one? Quote 30, "To be even-minded is the greatest virtue." Heraclitus, in the spirit of Stoicism. Explanation: the Stoics value tranquility and emotional stability, seeing it as the foundation of a virtuous life. Even-mindedness helps us to remain calm amid life's ups and downs, allowing us to make wiser, more balanced choices. Reflection: think of an area in your life where you could bring more calmness. How would even-mindedness improve your response? Quote 31, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Marcus Aurelius. Explanation: Marcus Aurelius reminds us that we can control our thoughts and reactions, but not the world around us. By focusing on managing our inner response, we reclaim our strength and prevent external events from unsettling us. Reflection: today, if something goes wrong, remember to check in with your mind first. Ask yourself, how can I respond to this in a way that keeps me calm and strong? Quote 32, "The greater the difficulty, the more glory in surmounting it." Skillful pilots gain their reputation from storms and tempests. Epictetus. Explanation: Epictetus emphasizes that true growth comes through overcoming challenges. Just as skilled pilots gain experience through storms, we too become stronger by navigating life's difficulties. Reflection: think of a recent struggle. How has it made you wiser or stronger? Embrace the idea that each challenge is an opportunity to build your character. Quote 33, "If it is not right, do not do it, if it is not true, do not say it." Marcus Aurelius. Explanation: this quote speaks to integrity. Marcus Aurelius reminds us that every action and word should align with our values. By avoiding dishonesty and wrongdoing, we can live with a clear conscience. Reflection: before speaking or acting, pause and consider, is this honest? Is it aligned with my values? Make choices that you'll be proud of. Quote 34, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." Seneca. Explanation: Seneca points out that much of our suffering is self-inflicted, created by our fears and anxieties rather than reality itself. By focusing on the present instead of worrying about what could happen, we reduce unnecessary stress. Reflection: notice any worries or fears that might be taking up space in your mind today. Ask yourself, is this real, or is it just my imagination? Quote 35, the wise man does not show his greatness by striving for attention, but by calmly going his way. Epictetus. Explanation: Epictetus teaches us that real wisdom doesn't seek recognition. A wise person is content with their path, free from the need to impress others. This quiet confidence often speaks louder than words. Reflection: reflect on where you might be seeking approval. How would it feel to simply go about your life with confidence, without the need for validation? Quote 36, it is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor. Seneca. Explanation: Seneca reminds us that wealth is not about accumulation but contentment. Constant craving keeps us feeling empty, while gratitude for what we have makes us feel fulfilled and wealthy. Reflection: consider the things you already have that bring you joy. Take a moment to appreciate them and recognize that contentment is the true measure of wealth. Quote 37, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Marcus Aurelius. Explanation: Marcus Aurelius explains that our thoughts shape our character. Positive, virtuous thoughts elevate us, while negative ones can cloud our soul. By focusing on virtuous thoughts, we improve our inner world. Reflection: reflect on the quality of your thoughts today. Are they supportive or critical? Remind yourself that cultivating positive, kind thoughts brings more peace to your life. Quote 38, be tolerant with others and strict with yourself. Marcus Aurelius. Explanation: this quote advises us to be compassionate with others' faults, but to hold ourselves to higher standards. By focusing on self-improvement while understanding others, we create harmony in relationships and a sense of personal growth. Reflection: the next time someone frustrates you, try responding with tolerance. Then, look at areas in your life where you could be more disciplined. How does this shift help you feel more balanced? Quote 39, he who is brave is free. Seneca. Explanation: Seneca suggests that courage liberates us. When we confront our fears and live bravely, we break free from the chains of doubt and hesitation, creating a life that feels open and unrestricted. Reflection: think of one fear that's holding you back. What small step can you take toward facing it? Embrace courage and experience the freedom it brings. Quote 40, whatever happens to you has been waiting to happen since the beginning of time. Marcus Aurelius. Explanation: this Stoic quote reflects acceptance. Marcus Aurelius encourages us to see life's events as part of a larger order, meant to unfold just as they do. This mindset helps us let go of resistance and embrace life as it is. Reflection: when faced with a challenge, remind yourself, this too was meant to be. How does this acceptance help you face it with more peace? Quote 41, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Marcus Aurelius. Explanation: Marcus Aurelius emphasizes action over debate. Instead of contemplating what makes someone good, he challenges us to embody those qualities ourselves. The best way to influence others is through our own example. Reflection: think of one virtue or quality that you admire. Ask yourself, how can I embody this in my life today? Commit to living that value, even in small actions. Quote 42, people are not disturbed by things, but by the views they take of them. Epictetus. Explanation: Epictetus points out that our reactions are shaped not by events themselves but by our interpretation of them. By adjusting our perspective, we can manage our emotions and find peace amid chaos. Reflection: recall a recent situation that upset you. How might changing your perspective help you see it differently? Try viewing it from a neutral or positive angle to see how your feelings shift. Quote 43, if you are pained by any external thing, it is not this thing that disturbs you, but your own judgment about it. Marcus Aurelius. Explanation: Marcus Aurelius reminds us that our inner judgments shape our experiences. By reframing or detaching from our judgments, we can maintain calm, even in challenging times. Reflection: when something bothers you today, pause and ask, is it the event itself, or my judgment of it? Consider if there's a more balanced way to view the situation. Quote 44, luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Seneca. Explanation: Seneca dismisses the idea of luck as mere chance, suggesting instead that we create our own fortune through consistent preparation. When opportunities arise, those who are prepared can seize them effectively. Reflection: think about your goals. How are you preparing today for future opportunities? Each step forward is a step toward being lucky when the moment is right. Quote 45, to love only what happens, what was destined. No greater harmony. Marcus Aurelius. Explanation: this quote encourages us to accept life as it is, embracing events as part of a larger design. By letting go of resistance and loving what unfolds, we achieve inner harmony and peace. Reflection: the next time something unexpected happens, practice embracing it as part of your journey. Notice how accepting it can bring a sense of calm and alignment. Quote 46, associate with people who are likely to improve you. Seneca. Explanation: Seneca advises us to surround ourselves with individuals who inspire growth and wisdom. These relationships lift us up, helping us become the best version of ourselves. Reflection: take a moment to consider your circle of friends and acquaintances. Are they uplifting you or holding you back? Seek out those who encourage your growth. Quote 47, remember that very little is needed to make a happy life. Marcus Aurelius. Explanation: Marcus Aurelius reminds us that happiness isn't found in excess but in simplicity. By appreciating the small things, we cultivate a fulfilling life without needing constant external validation or possessions. Reflection: identify one simple thing that brings you joy, maybe a cup of tea, a quiet moment, or a walk outside. Let yourself fully appreciate it, understanding that happiness can be found in these small moments. Quote 48, the best revenge is not to be like your enemy. Marcus Aurelius. Explanation: Marcus Aurelius warns against adopting negative behaviors in response to those who wrong us. Instead, he suggests that true strength lies in maintaining our own values and principles, regardless of others' actions. Reflection: if you encounter someone's negativity, challenge yourself to respond with kindness or neutrality. Ask, how can I stay true to my values, no matter how others behave? Quote 49, begin each day by telling yourself, today I shall be meeting with interference, ingratitude, insolence, disloyalty, ill will, and selfishness, all of them due to the offender's ignorance of what is good or evil. Marcus Aurelius. Explanation: Marcus Aurelius prepares us to face negativity with understanding. By expecting challenges, we can approach others with empathy, recognizing that they may lack awareness or wisdom. Reflection: start your day with this mindset. If someone acts poorly, remember that their actions reflect their own challenges, not yours. This will help you respond with patience and composure. Quote 50, how ridiculous and how strange to be surprised at anything which happens in life. Marcus Aurelius. Explanation: life is unpredictable, and Marcus Aurelius suggests we abandon the habit of being shocked by events. By accepting life's uncertainties, we become more adaptable and resilient. Reflection: when something unexpected occurs, try to approach it with curiosity rather than shock. Remind yourself that life's unpredictability is part of its nature, and find strength in adaptability. Quote 51, anger, if not restrained, is frequently more hurtful to us than the injury that provokes it. Seneca. Explanation: Seneca warns us about the self-destructive nature of anger. While we may think we're justified in our anger, letting it take control can often cause more harm than the situation itself. Reflection: the next time you feel anger rise, pause and ask yourself, is my response causing more harm than the issue itself? Allowing yourself a moment of calm can help you approach the situation with more clarity. Quote 52, sometimes even to live is an act of courage. Seneca. Explanation: Seneca acknowledges that life itself can be challenging, and that continuing forward, especially in difficult times, is an act of bravery. Recognizing this can give us strength when we face adversity. Reflection: if you're going through a tough time, remember that simply persevering is a courageous act. Let this thought strengthen you, knowing that your resilience is a testament to your strength. Quote 53, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Marcus Aurelius. Explanation: Marcus Aurelius reminds us that our thoughts shape our happiness. Positive and virtuous thinking can uplift our minds, while negative thoughts can weigh us down. Reflection: take a moment today to check in on your thoughts. Are they supportive or self-critical? Focus on nurturing positive thoughts to elevate your happiness and well-being. Quote 54, no man is free who is not master of himself. Epictetus. Explanation: Epictetus emphasizes that true freedom comes from self-discipline. By mastering our impulses and emotions, we gain control over our lives and make choices based on reason, not reaction. Reflection: think of one habit or impulse that you want to control. How can practicing discipline in this area lead you to greater freedom and autonomy? Quote 55, it does not matter what you bear, but how you bear it. Seneca. Explanation: Seneca suggests that it's not life's challenges that define us but how we handle them. Approaching hardship with grace and resilience transforms our experience and strengthens our character. Reflection: when faced with difficulties, consider focusing on your response. How can you approach it with strength and calm? This mindset can make the journey easier to bear. Quote 56, first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Epictetus. Explanation: Epictetus advocates for setting clear intentions. By deciding who we want to become, we create a path for our actions to follow, aligning our choices with our ultimate goals. Reflection: take a moment to think about the person you aspire to be. What small steps can you take today to move closer to that vision? Let this intention guide your actions. Quote 57, the best answer to anger is silence. Marcus Aurelius. Explanation: Marcus Aurelius teaches us that silence is often the wisest response to anger. Instead of reacting impulsively, silence allows us to cool down, preventing words or actions we might later regret. Reflection: the next time you feel anger rising, try remaining silent. Give yourself space to reflect before responding. Notice how this practice of silence can help maintain peace in difficult moments. Quote 58, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Epictetus. Explanation: Epictetus redefines wealth as contentment rather than accumulation. When we reduce our desires, we find satisfaction in what we already have, leading to a life of true richness and peace. Reflection: take a look at something you already possess that brings you joy. Practice gratitude for it, and remind yourself that happiness is found not in acquiring more but in wanting less. Quote 59, don't explain your philosophy. Embody it. Epictetus. Explanation: Epictetus encourages us to live our values rather than just talk about them. True influence comes from leading by example, showing others our principles through our actions. Reflection: think of one value you want to embody today. How can you demonstrate it through your actions? By living your beliefs, you inspire others more than words ever could. Quote 60, receive without pride, let go without attachment. Marcus Aurelius. Explanation: Marcus Aurelius teaches us the value of humility and detachment. When we accept blessings with gratitude and release them without clinging, we cultivate inner peace and resilience. Reflection: reflect on something positive in your life. Appreciate it, but remind yourself that its presence or absence does not define you. Practice embracing the present moment without attachment. Quote 61, nothing endures but change. Heraclitus. Explanation: Heraclitus reminds us that everything is in a constant state of change, and resisting it leads to frustration. By accepting that change is inevitable, we free ourselves from attachment and become more adaptable to life's ebbs and flows. Reflection: think about something in your life that has changed recently. Instead of resisting it, consider how embracing this change could lead to growth or new opportunities. Quote 62, he who laughs at himself never runs out of things to laugh at. Epictetus. Explanation: Epictetus encourages us to not take ourselves too seriously. By finding humor in our own imperfections, we become less affected by the judgments of others and learn to navigate life with a lighter heart. Reflection: the next time you make a mistake, try laughing at yourself instead of being critical. Notice how humor can help diffuse tension and bring a sense of relief and humility. Quote 63, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Epictetus. Explanation: growth often requires taking risks, which can lead to mistakes in judgment from others. Epictetus teaches us to accept these moments of vulnerability, understanding that true progress often looks foolish to outsiders. Reflection: reflect on a recent instance where you held back from trying something new due to fear of judgment. How can embracing discomfort lead to growth? Remind yourself that improvement often requires stepping outside your comfort zone. Quote 64, do not act as if you had 10,000 years to throw away. Marcus Aurelius. Explanation: Marcus Aurelius emphasizes the brevity of life and encourages us to make the most of every moment. Procrastination and hesitation keep us from fully living, so embracing urgency brings purpose to our actions. Reflection: think about one goal or passion that you've been putting off. Ask yourself, if today was my only opportunity to pursue it, what would I do? Use this urgency as motivation to take action now. Quote 65, the greater the difficulty, the more glory in surmounting it. Epictetus. Explanation: Epictetus teaches that challenges can bring out the best in us. By facing difficult situations, we develop resilience and gain a sense of accomplishment that wouldn't come from easy paths. Reflection: identify a current challenge you're facing. Rather than dreading it, consider how overcoming this difficulty could strengthen you and become a source of pride. Quote 66, a fit body, a calm mind, a house full of love, these things cannot be bought, they must be earned. Naval Ravikant. Explanation: Naval Ravikant reminds us that true wealth comes from the things we cultivate within ourselves and our relationships. These are not things money can buy, but rather things we must nurture through consistent effort. Reflection: think about which of these three, health, peace, or love, you want to focus on today. What is one small action you can take to nourish it? Quote 67, no great thing is created suddenly. Epictetus. Explanation: Epictetus stresses the importance of patience and persistence. Meaningful achievements require time and steady effort, and rushing often undermines the quality of what we create. Reflection: consider a goal you're working toward. Are you expecting results too quickly? Embrace the process, knowing that every small step brings you closer to a worthwhile outcome. Quote 68, the more we value things outside our control, the less control we have. Epictetus. Explanation: Epictetus teaches that attaching our happiness to external things, possessions, status, or approval leaves us vulnerable to disappointment. By focusing on what we can control, like our thoughts and actions, we gain greater stability and peace. Reflection: identify one external factor you're currently attaching your happiness to. How can shifting your focus to something within your control bring you a sense of empowerment and peace? Quote 69, what we do now echoes in eternity. Marcus Aurelius. Explanation: Marcus Aurelius emphasizes the long-lasting impact of our actions. Every choice we make contributes to the legacy we leave, reminding us to act with integrity and purpose. Reflection: think about how you want to be remembered. What is one action you can take today that aligns with that legacy? Use this awareness to guide your choices with greater intention. Quote 70, self-control is strength. Right thought is mastery. Calmness is power. James Allen. Explanation: James Allen highlights the power of inner discipline and clarity. When we exercise self-control and maintain calm, we become masters of our own minds, which in turn makes us stronger and more resilient. Reflection: the next time you feel overwhelmed, remember that calmness is a source of power. Practice taking a deep breath and choosing a response that aligns with strength and self-control. Quote 71, the obstacle in the path becomes the path. Never forget, within every obstacle is an opportunity to improve our condition. Ryan Holiday. Explanation: Ryan Holiday teaches us that obstacles are not just hindrances, they are essential to our growth. Every difficulty presents an opportunity to learn and strengthen ourselves. Instead of seeing challenges as roadblocks, we should view them as parts of the journey meant to refine us. Reflection: think about a recent obstacle in your life. How can you approach it as an opportunity to grow or develop a new skill? Embrace it as a stepping stone on your path, not a dead end. Quote 72, "It is not events that disturb people, it is their judgments concerning them." Epictetus. Explanation: Epictetus reminds us that events are neutral, it's our interpretation of them that creates distress. By choosing to view situations differently, we can change our emotional response and maintain our peace. Reflection: consider a time when you felt upset due to an event. How might reframing your thoughts around it help you find calm? Practice seeing things as they are, not worse than they are. Quote 73, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Seneca. Explanation: Seneca teaches that much of our suffering comes from worrying about what might happen rather than what actually is. By focusing on the present moment instead of imaginary fears, we reduce unnecessary suffering. Reflection: notice if you're anxious about something that hasn't happened yet. How can shifting your focus to the present help you find peace? Remind yourself that many fears are creations of the mind. Quote 74, "Don't explain your philosophy. Embody it." Epictetus. Explanation: Epictetus urges us to live by our values rather than merely talking about them. True Stoicism is reflected in our actions, not just our words. Living with integrity means practicing what we believe in daily. Reflection: consider a value that's important to you. How can you act on it today rather than just think or talk about it? Let your actions speak for what you stand for. Quote 75, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Epictetus. Explanation: this quote emphasizes that true freedom is internal. External freedom means little if we are slaves to our impulses and emotions. Mastery of self, our thoughts and responses, liberates us from being controlled by outside influences. Reflection: think about an area where you feel reactive. How can working on self-mastery in that area help you feel more in control and free? Aim to make choices based on reason rather than impulse. Quote 76, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Marcus Aurelius. Explanation: Marcus Aurelius teaches that our true power lies in our ability to control our reactions, not external circumstances. When we accept that we cannot control everything, we focus on managing our thoughts, which is the key to inner strength. Reflection: identify a situation where you've been focused on changing something beyond your control. How can focusing on your reaction instead help you find peace and strength? Quote 77, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good person should be. Be one." Marcus Aurelius. Explanation: Marcus encourages us to stop debating what is right or wrong and instead commit to action. Instead of discussing ideals, we should embody them, making choices aligned with our values without hesitation. Reflection: think about an action you've been putting off because of overthinking. How can you step into being the person you aspire to be by acting on it now? Quote 78, "He who fears death will never do anything worthy of a living man." Seneca. Explanation: Seneca reminds us that fear of death limits our actions and stifles our potential. Living fully means accepting mortality and, as a result, making the most of our time without hesitation or fear. Reflection: reflect on something you've been hesitant to do because of fear. How might accepting the brevity of life motivate you to act boldly? Let the awareness of life's shortness inspire you to live with purpose. Quote 79, "Courage is the resistance to fear, mastery of fear, not absence of fear." Mark Twain. Explanation: Mark Twain emphasizes that courage doesn't mean the absence of fear but the ability to act in spite of it. It's about managing fear rather than letting it paralyze us. Reflection: think about something that scares you. How can you build courage by taking one small step toward it? Remember, true bravery is moving forward, even when fear is present. Quote 80, "Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself." Marcus Aurelius. Explanation: Marcus Aurelius teaches that while we should hold ourselves to high standards, we should be patient and understanding toward others. This balance fosters both personal growth and harmonious relationships. Reflection: think about how you react when others make mistakes versus when you do. How can being more tolerant and understanding toward others improve your interactions while staying disciplined in your own life? Quote 81, when you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to think, to enjoy, to love. Marcus Aurelius. Explanation: Marcus Aurelius reminds us to greet each day with gratitude. Recognizing the miracle of simply being alive fills us with purpose and appreciation. A mindful morning sets the tone for the day, helping us remain grounded and present. Reflection: tomorrow, start your day with a moment of gratitude. Reflect on the simple blessings in your life and let this awareness guide your actions throughout the day. Quote 82, the only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. Socrates. Explanation: Socrates highlights that true wisdom is humility, the acceptance of our limitations and a readiness to learn. When we understand that knowledge is endless, we become open to growth and receptive to new insights. Reflection: think about a topic you feel certain about. How might questioning your knowledge in that area help you learn more? Embrace curiosity as a strength, not a weakness. Quote 83, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. Lao Tzu. Explanation: Lao Tzu teaches that no matter the scale of our ambitions, progress starts with a single step. Taking action, however small, is the key to overcoming inertia and making dreams a reality. Reflection: consider a big goal you've set for yourself. What small step can you take today to move closer to it? Remember, each step, no matter how small, is a victory toward your journey. Quote 84, do not pray for an easy life, pray for the strength to endure a difficult one. Bruce Lee. Explanation: Bruce Lee encourages us to seek resilience, not ease. Life's challenges help us develop strength and character. Rather than wishing for fewer obstacles, we can focus on building the fortitude to face them. Reflection: think about a difficult situation you're currently facing. How can you approach it as an opportunity to build inner strength? Let this challenge be a test of your resilience. Quote 85, the best revenge is not to be like your enemy. Marcus Aurelius. Explanation: Marcus Aurelius emphasizes that responding with dignity, not retaliation, shows true strength. By refusing to mimic negative behavior, we rise above and protect our character. Reflection: consider a time when someone wronged you. Instead of reacting with anger, how might responding with integrity help you feel empowered? Remember, staying true to your values is the best response. Quote 86, out of suffering have emerged the strongest souls, the most massive characters are seared with scars. Khalil Gibran. Explanation: Gibran reminds us that adversity shapes us, forming resilience and depth of character. Those who've faced hardship often have greater empathy, wisdom, and inner strength. Reflection: reflect on a hardship you've endured. How has it contributed to who you are today? Embrace your scars as symbols of your strength and resilience. Quote 87, act without expectation. Lao Tzu. Explanation: Lao Tzu teaches us the value of selfless action. When we act without expecting anything in return, we find freedom and peace. True fulfillment comes from knowing we did our best, regardless of the outcome. Reflection: think about something you've done recently where you expected a specific outcome. How might releasing that expectation bring you more peace? Let your actions come from a place of genuine purpose. Quote 88, knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. Aristotle. Explanation: Aristotle believed that self-awareness is fundamental to personal growth. By understanding our strengths, weaknesses, and desires, we make choices that align with our true selves, fostering authenticity and inner peace. Reflection: take a moment to reflect on your core values and motivations. How well do you know yourself? Commit to learning more about yourself, as self-awareness is the foundation of wisdom. Quote 89, difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. Seneca. Explanation: Seneca highlights that just as physical exercise strengthens the body, mental challenges fortify the mind. Facing obstacles develops resilience, teaching us to handle future hardships with grace and wisdom. Reflection: recall a mental challenge you recently faced. How did it help you grow stronger? Embrace difficulties as opportunities to exercise your mental resilience. Quote 90, happiness depends upon ourselves. Aristotle. Explanation: Aristotle teaches us that happiness is a state we cultivate, independent of external circumstances. By focusing on our actions, thoughts, and attitudes, we hold the power to create a fulfilling life. Reflection: think about what currently brings you happiness. How can you shift your mindset to take more responsibility for your joy? Remember, happiness is not found, it's created. Quote 91, you must be the change you wish to see in the world. Mahatma Gandhi. Explanation: Gandhi reminds us that transformation starts with us. If we want to see positivity and progress in the world, we must first embody those qualities ourselves. Change begins internally and radiates outward. Reflection: think about an area of your life where you'd like to see change. How can you begin to model the behavior you wish to see? Embrace your role in the broader change you want in the world. Quote 92, the only way to do great work is to love what you do. Steve Jobs. Explanation: Steve Jobs teaches us that passion is the secret to excellence. When we find purpose and joy in our work, it no longer feels like a chore, and we're able to put in our best effort, producing extraordinary results. Reflection: reflect on your work or daily activities. Do you love what you do? If not, how can you align your actions with your passions to make your work meaningful and fulfilling? Quote 93, a person who never made a mistake never tried anything new. Albert Einstein. Explanation: Einstein encourages us to embrace mistakes as part of the learning process. Failure isn't a sign of incompetence, it's evidence that we are challenging ourselves, trying new things, and growing beyond our comfort zone. Reflection: think about the last time you failed. What did you learn from that experience? Next time, take the lesson from failure and use it to fuel further growth and exploration. Quote 94, it is not length of life, but depth of life. Ralph Waldo Emerson. Explanation: Emerson challenges us to focus on the quality, not the quantity, of our time. A meaningful, purpose-driven life can be far more fulfilling than one that's long but lacks intention and depth. Reflection: how can you deepen your experiences and relationships today? Focus on creating meaning in the present moment, rather than measuring success by time. Quote 95, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Wayne Gretzky. Explanation: Gretzky's famous quote highlights the importance of taking risks. If you don't try, you'll never know what's possible. Opportunities require action, and even failure is a step forward when you take the shot. Reflection: is there an opportunity you've been hesitant to pursue? What's one small step you can take to move toward that goal today? Remember, not trying guarantees you miss every opportunity. Quote 96, you become what you believe. Oprah Winfrey. Explanation: Oprah speaks to the power of belief. What you believe about yourself shapes your actions and reality. If you believe in your potential and worth, you create a life that reflects that confidence. Reflection: reflect on your beliefs about yourself. Do they empower or limit you? How can you shift your mindset to believe in your limitless potential and create the life you desire? Quote 97, in 3 words I can sum up everything I've learned about life, it goes on. Robert Frost. Explanation: Robert Frost reminds us of the inevitability of change and the resilience required to adapt. No matter the struggles, life continues, and so must we. Accepting this fact helps us find peace and perseverance. Reflection: what challenge or setback are you currently facing? Take comfort in knowing that life will continue, and so will your journey. Trust that things will get better. Quote 98, our lives begin to end the day we become silent about things that matter. Martin Luther King Jr. Explanation: MLK's powerful words highlight the importance of speaking out for what is right. Silence in the face of injustice or neglect weakens our society. To create change, we must act and voice our beliefs. Reflection: think about an issue you feel strongly about but have been silent on. How can you speak up or take action? Your voice is powerful, use it to bring about positive change. Quote 99, it does not matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop. Confucius. Explanation: Confucius teaches us that persistence is key. progress, no matter how slow, is still progress. The only true failure comes from quitting, so keep moving forward, one step at a time. Reflection: are there goals you've been putting off because of their size or difficulty? Break them down into smaller steps. Remember, steady progress is better than no progress. Quote 100: He who has a why to live can bear almost any how. Friedrich Nietzsche. Explanation: Nietzsche emphasizes the importance of purpose. When we have a strong sense of why we are doing something, we can endure even the most difficult circumstances. Our why gives us strength in times of adversity. Reflection: reflect on your personal why. What drives you every day? When challenges arise, reconnect with that purpose. It will help you push through even the hardest times with resilience. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the 100 best motivational quotes. Each of these quotes contains timeless wisdom that can guide us through every moment of life. The key is to apply them, turn these powerful words into action. When we live by these principles, we transform our thoughts, actions, and ultimately, our lives.